Hey, what is up, guys? You're watching Epic Pokemon TCG, and what I got for you today, guys, is going to be a Dusk Mane Necrozma deck. So if you guys do enjoy the video, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. So basically, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a backstory here. I tried to build this deck, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, it was awful. It didn't go well. I just deleted it after 2 games. Like, 2 games, I was done. And I was like, I'll come back to this later. And I actually stumbled upon this list accidentally online, and I was like, you know what? This person, obviously, their list looks cooler than mine did, so I'm going to try it. And to be honest with you guys, it was actually a pretty solid list. I think this is as about generic-wise you can get with a Dusk Mane deck as possible. And so, yeah, here it is. And it's kind of crazy when you think about it because I'm actually not uploading something that has to do with Zoroark. It's kind of crazy, right? It'll be mentioned in this video probably. But yeah, I mean, Zoroark's been the focal point of my channel for so long. Goodness gracious. But anyway, we're going to take a look at Dusk Mane Necrozma here. It has the attack Claw Slash for 60, just a good way to kind of soften up Pokemon, get them ready for future knockouts. If for some reason 220, 250 isn't doing it, but I swear my father's deaf. Anywho, so it has Meteor Tempest for 220 for 4 energy, and you discard 3 energy from this Pokemon. And yes, that does sound like a little bit much, but once we get to the other parts of the deck, you'll realize that's actually not that bad. And then we have Sun's Eclipse GX for 250, and you can only use this attack if you have more remaining prize cards than your opponent. And yeah, I'm a salty little emotional girl when it comes to this deck because this thing always beats me. Because this exact scenario I'm going to give you guys here, it just always comes up. So let's say your opponent takes an early knockout, and that means that now you can use Sun's Eclipse GX effect. So you do 250, take a knockout, and the next turn that means you only need 1 energy for Meteor Tempest to do 220 and take another knockout. And usually against me, that means that is 4 prizes in back-to-back turns. I don't know what it is about me in this deck, but recordings mess up. The deck always goes off against me. It's just a massive amount of things. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there is a card in here that's going to make the discarding 3 energy, the 4 energy cost, all that not too bad, and that is Magnezone. So Magnezone has Magnetic Circuit, and basically what that allows you to do is just you get additional energy attachments from your hand per turn. As long as you have metal energy in your hand, you can just play them down, and that's pretty much what Magnezone does. It just kind of accelerates your energy, and it's just a really nice card, and especially paired up with this stupid thing right here. Yeah, this one right here. Just allows you to do a lot of damage. And so yeah, you discard 3 energy when you use Meteor Tempest, and you're probably wondering, how am I going to get those energies back to my hand? Well, we have Mount Coronet for one. Once during each player's turn, that player may put 2 metal energy cards from their discard pile into their hand. So that means you do Meteor Tempest, discard 3, you get 2 back with Mount Coronet, and then we run more than, of course, we run more than 4 energy in here. So you're going to have some in your hand already, or, I don't know. You guys get what I'm saying. You got 11 in here, so you'll probably have something in your hand, or you'll have some way to get energies to your hand, so that way you can just kind of keep recycling that. But like I said, we have Mount Coronet. We also have Fisherman. Just a supporter here allows you to put 4 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. So that's a really good way there too, because you can just go ahead and get a straight Meteor Tempest off of that, which is really nice. We also run 2 energy retrieval, just a really good way to get more energy back to your hand. I put 2 in here, so that way you just get 4 energies back. And then to get straight from your deck, we actually have Lady. So Lady is one of the newer cards, I think came out in Celestial Storm if I'm not mistaken. But allows you to search your deck up for 4 basic energy cards, reveal them, and put them in your hand. That is actually perfect for this deck because your main attack, the attack you're wanting to do, costs 4 energy. And on top of that, this is just thinning your deck out. This is allowing you to get cards out of your deck so that way you can draw into the stuff that you really need. And then you don't really have to worry about relying on pulling on something other than like energy retrieval or something like that to keep this stuff going. Lady is just a really, really good card. Just allows you to get some, like, it just does more than one thing, basically. It thins decks out, or it thins your deck out, and then on top of that, it allows you to keep your attack going, and pretty much just kind of sets you up for next turn, so that way you don't have to rely on other stuff. So that's really nice. And I think that's about it. I mean, you can also grab with Steven's Resolve. I'll get to that here in a second on why that's in here. But to round out the Pokemon, we have Tcg GX. On top of it just being another attacker, it has Ultra Wall, and that means your Ultra Beasts take 10 less damage. That's kind of like a semi-damage thing here. It just allows you to just kind of tank a little extra damage. So Dusk Mane Necrozma is going to be taking 10 less damage. Not too crazy, but it also has Gigaton Stomp for 120, which is just a solid attack overall. And then Assembly GX, it does 50 plus and then 50 more for each prize card you have taken. And with this deck, you're going to be taking a lot of prize cards. So Assembly GX can actually come in late game and do a decent amount of damage. And then we also have Dialga here. I had to use the Rainbow Rare Dialga because I don't know why I have it on here, but it has Overclock. You can draw till you have 6 in your hand, and then Shred for 80. And this attacks damage is affected by any other effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. So that means that is going to get through Hoopa. That is the big thing. All of your stuff in here is GX. You need something that can get through Hoopa, and that is what Dialga is going to do. Dialga is going to allow you to get through that stupid card that people just send up and pass with. Some people attack with it, but I've faced decks where they just pass with it, unfortunately. And then we have Timeless GX. This thing takes 5 energy, but once you understand why it takes 5 energy, you'll be like, okay, it's fine. But it does 150, and then you take another turn after this one. So you skip the in-between turn step. So you do Timeless GX, you get to go again. And that is just insane. I see why that costs 5 energy. I actually have a goofy video of me using Dialga a long time ago. But yeah, that if you put yourself in the right position to where you can take a knockout with that, and then you get another turn, it's ridiculous. But we also have Marshadow in here with Let Loose. Let Loose is pretty much just judge. Each player shuffles their hand into their deck and draw 4 cards. And then we have Tapu Lele GX. And Horcrux has Wonder Tag. You just play it down, you get a supporter. I don't really need to go too much into detail. You can also use Energy Drive, and that's definitely an option there. So I talked about Mount Cornet, Fisherman, talked about Lady. Now we're going to talk about Steven's Resolve a little bit. So Steven's Resolve allows you to search your deck up for 3 cards, and then you get to put them in your hand, and then you shuffle your deck, your turn's over. So why this card is really good now is because N's gone. You don't have to worry about N anymore. Yes, Judge is there. Yes, Marshadow is there. But they're not as huge as N was. And I think that's like the big thing. So what this does, it allows you to basically grab, let's say you have a Magnemite on the field and you don't have a rare candy, but you have Magnezone in hand, or you don't have either. You can grab Magnezone, rare candy, or just any combination of cards you might need for next turn to get your field set up. And that's why this card is really good in this list. Also, you can search it out with Tapu Lele, which is really big. I think that's like a big first turn card you can pull off. But basically, Steven's Resolve is just there to kind of get your field set up. Or if this is like late game and you need to get energy to your hand, you can just grab like Energy Retrieval, Fisherman, or something like that. But yeah, Steven's Resolve definitely is a huge card that can really help this deck out. Next up, we're going to take a look at Guzma. This is just a really good way to pull stuff off the bench and hit it for 220, basically, is what this does for this deck specifically. On top of that, it is a switching card. Just get your stuff out of the active spot, which is really nice. Then we have Lily in here. Lily just allows you to draw 6. But if you know it's your first turn, you can draw to have 8. And I have Dry Mouth for some reason. Good lord. Tate and Lisa, this is just a card that has multiple purposes in here. You get to switch your active with one of your bench Pokemon, which is really nice. And then you get to shuffle and draw 5 if you want to. You get to pick one of those effects. It's really good. Just allows you to not have like something stuck up in the active spot. Basically, you can Tapu Lele for a switch. That was one big thing. I really wanted to put a switch in here, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. I didn't know what I wanted to take out. I didn't want to mess with this list and screw it up. I thought about the Marshadow maybe. That was like one of the cards that I was just kind of unsure of for this deck. But at the same time, Disruption could be nice. Let's see. Cynthia, I don't really need to go into detail. This is like the supporter of the game now. Shuffle your hand into your deck and draw 6. Really nice there. Let's see. We've got Ultra Ball. Just allows you to discard 2 cards, search for a Pokemon. And then for Nest Ball. For Nest Ball, I was thinking about dropping one for another switch, or a switch, excuse me, another switching card. But getting your field set up is pretty important. You can grab Magnemite, you can grab Dusk Mane Necrozma, you can grab Stakataka, Dialga, etc. Don't grab these 2. Don't grab Tapu Lele and Marshadow with a Nest Ball. I don't know why that situation would ever come up where you need to do that, but I would really not. I would just don't do it. Don't do it. We have Acrobike. This just allows you to look at the top 2 cards of your deck, and then you put one of them into your hand, discard the other one, just to kind of a way to kind of go through your deck a little bit. Let's see. And then, of course, if you do hit an energy, like I said, you have cards to get it back, which is really nice. I'm a little out of it in this video. Goodness. Next up, we have Rare Candy. I didn't even talk about this. This is like the most important trainer of the deck, basically. You can skip Magneton, go straight into Magnezone for Magnemite, which is really nice. I run 4 in here just because Magneton is not in the deck, and you really want to maximize the consistency, and you want to make sure you get that rare candy. So running 4 is huge. I would not run 3. I would run 4 just so you can make sure you get it. Then we have Rescue Stretcher. Just allows you to put a card or a Pokemon from your discard pile into your hand, and then you get to shuffle 3 Pokemon from your discard pile into your deck. Really nice there. Choice Band just allows you to hit a little harder if for some reason 220 and 250 aren't cutting it. Sometimes it does. Luckily, this thing can one-shot a Zoroark. And there we go. Zoroark was mentioned in the video. Now I can put it in the tags. And then we have 11 Metal Energy. And that's really about it. I think that's all the cards right there. This deck is very, very simple. You just set up Magnezone, use Magnetic Circuit, throw energy down. You got stuff to get energy from the discard pile into your hand, etc., etc. I already went over it, so yeah. There we go. And Dialga, like I said, it's for Hoopa. And then this thing can pretty much one-shot stuff, so yeah. Stack Attack is just in here because it has the Ultra Wall and its attacks are semi-decent. So for some reason, if you just can't get 4 energy, you can at least send this up and do 120 to 150, which is really nice. And that's really good. So yeah, that's going to do it for me, guys. I apologize I was a little out of it in this video. I don't know what the heck's gotten into me. But maybe it's because this is like my 7th recording session because I just keep screwing up. But anyway, so yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. And I'm actually going to have a gameplay for this soon. This exact list. I have a gameplay recorded. And I'm weird. I know that some YouTubers like to put their deck profiles and then put gameplays. I like to just kind of separate them. I just kind of want my videos to be straight to the point. That and like sometimes whenever I'm testing these decks, I don't always have my recording on. Sometimes I'll just kind of sit there and I'll turn on the recording to see what I'm facing off against to see if I can't get a gameplay. I think I need to do that more because I think that would allow me to do these kind of videos like to where there's decks and gameplay. But yeah, that's just how I do things, you know, whatever. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I appreciate y'all for watching. My channel's been growing, and I absolutely love it, and I thank you guys so much for that. So if you're a new subscriber and you just subbed to me recently, I really do appreciate it. And yeah, that's going to do it for me, guys. This is Epic Pokemon Tcg, signing out.